All right, we are going to talk about bringing customers to discount coaches. And then we're going to back up a step and talk about taking people from your funnel and actually finally getting a chance to talk to them and bringing them to being a customer. And I know it's backwards, but it is what it is. So you've got customers. They're great customers. They've maybe gotten 2 shipments of Shakeology. Their third one's about to ship, or maybe their second one just shipped and you noticed it in your online office. It's time to send that person a message and say, hey, you've gotten 2 Shakeologies. I would love to get you a discount. Super easy to do. It'll take us 5 minutes. If you're going to go monthly, it's really the best way to go. It'll save you $17 a month. Are you in? That's it. You say nothing else. You stop there. It's really hard sometimes because then you want to start saying, but if you get 3 customers, then you get your Shakeology free. And if you get 2 people that are your coaches, then you're an Emerald, and then you get free customers. And it's too much. So you have to be really quiet with them, actually, and you just give them that information. Hey, I noticed you had a couple bags of Shakeology. Looks like you're going to go monthly for the time being. Why don't we sign you up for a discount? It's going to cost, it's free, and it's going to save you $17 a month. Are you in? When do you have time to talk? And then you can, from there you can do one of 2 things. You can say, hey, do you need another fitness program? Because if you do, let's just sign you up with a challenge pack. Cancel your current Shakeology, sign you up with a challenge pack and call it a day. Or if you don't need anything right now, that's fine too. We'll just sign you up as a coach. You'll pay the $40, and then 24 hours later, you'll get your $40 back. And you have to make sure to send an email. And Stacy, we can go into this further, but just make sure to send the email to Coach Relations through the email system on the FAQs with the challenge pack order number. And you have to pull that off before you convert them to a coach, because that information disappears, because it's a different type of account. So their customer account their coach account does not have their original challenge pack information on it. So before you convert them to a coach, before you get on the phone with them, write down their challenge pack number and their order number and their customer ID, because you're going to need that in the email. And you just say in the email, you do it for them. You use their email address, and then you say, I just became a coach. I'd like to have my $40 coaching fee refunded. Here's the challenge pack order number and my customer number. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And then you tell the customer that their $40 will be returned to them in 24 hours. And that's accurate. And if they sign up for a challenge pack, what I do is I say, okay, hang on, let me cancel your Shakeology first. I do it with them while I'm on the phone with them, and we just chit chat about other stuff. And then we purchase the challenge pack. And then they don't pay the $40. So that's the thing to do. But the main thing is you stop at, hey, do you want a discount? Stop. No more information. And what I always do is when I'm completely done with the conversation, I've signed them up as a coach, I get the congratulations screen. I say, okay, I'm going to put you in my coaching group just because that's a place where we do announcements and all that. And you guys can all put people in the RockOn team forever until you have your own coach group. But even like I add my people to the refinery, and I still have my own coach group. But that's where announcements happen and stuff. And you can tell them, if you want to ignore it, that's fine. Just ignore it. Or if you want to read some of it, that's fine too. And if at any point in time you decide you want to make this a business, just let me know and we'll talk about it. Stop talking. Okay, that's it. Those are the only things you get to say about the business. You get a discount, you sign them up, you tell them about the discount, you sign them up for it, you get all through it, then you tell them, I'm going to put you in the coaching group. If you ever want to make it a business, let me know. Stop talking. Don't talk about the 3, customers. Don't talk about any of that, because that's all in the coaching group and they can look at it there. Because otherwise, when you talk to them about it, because what they think they're getting is a discount and what you think you're getting is a possible working coach. So sometimes the perception is very different from the reality for both of you. So instead of that, very, very simple, very, very straightforward, and then let the coaching group do the explaining. And if they have more questions, if they're like, what the heck is this? Fine, they're going to ask you. They're not going to sit back. if they really want to do the business. And I think Kimberly, I think you know that, because like you have a potential discount coach right now that you're like, she's not going to stay just as a discount coach. So there's something in your mind that, you know, something else is going on in her mind. You guys have already talked about it. So you kind of know where to go with her. But the other thing is anytime you guys sign up a coach and you're starting to maybe get a little bit like sidetracked, or you feel like they're kind of losing their little steam that they may have had at the beginning, please feel free to say, hey, Kim, can we sit down for 20 minutes on a Zoom call with my new coach? And then let's do it. Okay? All right, now I'm going to back up. This is where
can I ask a question first?
Absolutely, yep.
So customer to discount coach, you know, you send them and say, hey, let's get you a, you know, saving $17 a month. Are you in? You know, what you said there. But then you said if they need a workout, then you cancel their current Shakeology order first, and then you get them on a new challenge pack.
Right.
Okay.
And I like literally, this is exactly what I say. Do you need anything else right now, or are you just good with your Shakeology? And they're like, well, what else is out there? Or, yeah, I'm fine. There's no pushing, there's no salesing. It's just, you remember what we're in our business for is to help people. If it would help somebody to have a new workout, great. If it doesn't help them, great. Who cares? So, so that's a very simple way to do it. What I would highly recommend is that you go through, if it's short enough, your customer list at this point, Kimberly. And I don't know, Stacy, do you have a handful of customers?
No.
Okay.
I'm like just getting started.
Okay, so I'm sorry if this is confusing. I'm going to talk to something that will make more sense to you in just a second. So Kimberly, what I would like for you to do, it's what I had Heather do too, is go through your last month of your volume in your Coach Online Office, my volume. Go through your PV. Those are all your Shakeology shipments. Write all those people down. And before their next shipment ships, so about a week before their next shipment ships, that's when you're going to send that message.
So my volume, and then
those the PV numbers, which is your personal, your retail sales. So you're going to want to go through there. You're going to want to write all those names down, and you're going to want to send a message to those people a week before their Shakeology ships the next time.
Okay.
And if you
Why
do
doesn't
that,
show names? That's annoying.
What?
Doesn't show their names.
It should. I'm just going to go look at mine. Are you on your computer or your phone?
I'm on my computer.
Okay. It should. Let me look.
You have to click on it, and then...
Yeah, you have to click on Total PV, and it'll give you a list of names.
Oh. No.
Mine does.
Mine doesn't. You want me to show you?
Sure.
Because I might be doing it wrong. So I have to click on each of these thingies.
Yep, Total PV.
Well, each one, though, that's annoying.
No, because it's your weekly PV. Look, names.
Okay, fine. So go through.
I would start at,
I'm confused.
Start at.
Oh, I need to go to this date. Start date or end date?
It doesn't matter. No, don't go to any of those.
No, I have it filtered wrong. There we go.
Oh, it's backwards. I have mine the other direction.
Well, I can do that too.
Newest at the top.
Yeah.
There we go.
And so click on all these and then make sure that.
Start with 7-6. No, start with 6-8.
Okay. So start with 6-8.
Click on total PV and make sure that all those people are discount coaches. If they've been getting Shakeology this long, there's a problem. And go all the way up. Okay?
Yeah. And I think some of those people that aren't already discount coaches are just no longer.
They dropped off.
Ordering.
Okay. So that'll be worth your time. And I bet you small amount of money that if you did that by the end of October, you'll be diamond.
Dang.
See, Heather and I looked at the same thing yesterday, and I said, write me down your diamond roadmap. Okay, send me a picture. It's very blank. Write me down the last 3 weeks of your PV. Write those names down at the bottom of your thing. There were 11 of them. You sign all those people up as discount coaches, even if you have to make emeralds at that point. You're emerald by the end of October. Done. And she was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, you're that close. You're closer. You have less work to do, but it's pretty cool. Okay. Backing up. Stacy, this will be more relevant to you. I'm sorry about that. It was just the two of us. We started started talking about this topic that I was going to talk about anyway, but I needed to finish. All right, so here we are. So now we're going to talk about your funnel. Do you know what that is? Did you hear that?
Not really.
So your funnel is, can you see me or can you just hear me?
I can't. No, I can see you.
Okay.
My camera isn't working.
Okay, so your funnel is, you've added friends to your Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You've commented on some stuff. You posted a Beachbody type post. And then they've commented, and then you've messaged, and then now they want to talk. And you're getting to the point where you might get them as a customer. That's where we are. That's where this conversation is starting.
Okay, got it.
So, but real quick, let me just reiterate. The way that it, to me, works best is somebody comments, you personal message them, you chit chat, you get an email address, you send them information, you go back to your a couple days later, or whatever is appropriate for that person, go back to their message again and say, hey, do you have any questions for me? Would you like to set up a time to talk on the phone? That's where we're starting right now.
Okay.
So you pick up the phone, you call them, and then all of a sudden you throw a Beachbody on them. And then they're like silent. And there's nothing happening because they're freaked out. So instead, this is how it's the same thing as it's not the same information, but it's the same thing as when you were getting somebody from a customer to a discount coach. Like if you give them too much information, and I've done it to 2 people, and I scared the living daylights out of them, and they both quit. They were both discount coaches and both quit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally said too much. But as soon as I got off the phone, I was like, dang, I screwed that up real bad. Okay, so you've funneled these people, you've gotten to that point, and now you get to talk to them. So the first thing is, ask them what their goals are. And even if they've already told you, like maybe you got that information in a Facebook message, you can say, hey, let's talk about your health and fitness goals. And you'll probably talk about other stuff first, and you should, because the whole point of talking to them on the phone is getting to know them and who they are and what their motivations are and what their life is like and where things can fit into their life that can make this lifestyle change that we're trying to help them make. So when you get to that point where, so then you ask a lot of questions, and really you let them do most of the talking. You ask lots and lots of questions. You let them talk a whole bunch. And if you are curious as to what questions to ask them, I posted it. It's probably a while ago, but they're called the 10 probing questions. And these are questions that you can ask people that keep conversations going about health and fitness, but I might post it again. So you ask for the goals, and then you kind of ask, what has worked for you in the past? What hasn't worked for you? I ask these same questions every time. And what's your diet, your nutrition like right now? Okay. What has worked for you? Oh, I love going for walks with my dog. Is that working out for you? And I even say it like that. Really? Is that working for you? Well, not really, but you're consistent with it. Okay, so that makes me happy. What hasn't worked for you in the past? Okay, well, I really hate dance classes. I don't like Zumba. I can't keep up with it. I'm not coordinated enough, blah, blah, blah. You know, if that, I'm just giving you an example. Because I am super coordinated. No, really, I am. I was a dancer for 27 years. But when people will say, like, I'll tell you what doesn't work for me, and maybe they'll say, I don't know, but generally they'll tell you, like, they'll be like, I hate cardio, or I really can't stand lifting weights, or, you know, whatever. And then, and here's another question that's super important to ask them. What are your limitations? Do you have any physical limitations that I need to know about? If they're our age, knees, back, feet, ankles, plantar fasciitis, promise you're going to hear them all. Shoulders, maybe sometimes. Really lazy sometimes. Sometimes people will tell you that. They're like, I hate waking up in the morning. So, you know, you're gathering information, and you know, you're trying to have them think that you're really thinking about something that's going to fit right for them. But really everything boils down to everybody fits into the 21-day fix, no matter what. It's always the answer. If you've got somebody who's got lots of pain, okay, or limitations, joints, stuff like that, you've got CAT, the modifier. If you have you done it, Stacy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I love CAT.
CAT rocks. If you have somebody who's pretty fit, but tends to do mostly cardio, it's got lots of weights in it. It's a great intro to weights. If you've got somebody who's pretty fit and goes to the gym and lifts weights here and there but hates cardio, it's a great introduction to cardio. If you have somebody who has back pain, it's a great way to strengthen your core because you've got Pilates and you've got the ab workout and you've got all these other sort of core strengthening things. It fits everybody's bill except for the extreme exerciser. So if you have a dude that comes to you that goes to CrossFit, whole nother story, and we could talk about that another time. That's not the majority of people. The majority of people want something that's easy to follow, want something that is short, and something that they can do for a long, months at a time, not have to switch it up all the time and buy more stuff. And so that's where the 21-day fix really fits into everybody's bill. So you're gathering all this information, and then you're going to, okay, I got a great plan for you. It's a 21-day fix. It's 30 minutes of exercise, 7 days a week, but 2 of those days are Pilates and yoga, so you don't even get your heart rate up. The other 5 days are a combination of cardio and strength training, which I always point this out. Everybody at our age needs strength training because of your bones. It's super important that you're doing some kind of resistance, and walking on a treadmill is not considered resistance, period. It's kind of harsh, and people are like, oh, don't tell me that. Go cellular treadmill. It's not doing you any good. And then you get to talk about Shakeology. What's your nutrition like? And this is where you start to talk about the eating plan too. But what's your nutrition like? Well, I ate pretty good. Yeah? How much weight do you have to lose? About 30 pounds. Okay. So you feel like you've got a pretty clean diet. You're not a junk food eater. Awesome. And I found, and this is just personal, and you can make this personal to yourself too. I found that I wasn't eating bad food. I was just eating it. I wasn't eating the wrong foods. I just wasn't eating the right foods properly, which is totally true. Currently not doing that right now either. I need to get my containers out. I've been a very bad girl.
Me too.
So, okay, we'll do it together. So you say, do you crave stuff? Oh yeah, I crave salt. Okay. So you talk about the eating plan, and y'all know how the eating plan works. So you talk about the eating plan a little bit. Super easy to follow, you guys. No calorie counting, no point counting. You're counting containers. You got to count like 20 containers a day, and you got tally sheets for it. Super easy to do. And then you get to talk about Shakeology. So for the cravings, Shakeology is going to help you a lot with that. And it's one of the first things you're going to notice. It happens within 4 to 6 days. And, you know, talk about the flavors, you talk about all that. And then after you've talked about all that, you get to say, do you have any questions for me? Okay. And then they'll have questions generally. And maybe one of those questions will be, okay, fine. How do I do it? How do we order? And maybe it won't be. Maybe they'll just keep asking questions. And then when you get to a point where you've spent 20 minutes with a person on the phone, maybe it's time for you to ask for the sale. Okay. And don't be shy about it. It's called closing. And if you've spent time Facebook messaging, you've emailed them, you've talked to them on the phone, you've earned the right to close the sale. It may not happen. It may not happen that day. It may not happen that month. It may not happen the next month. But you've earned the right to ask for it. Are you ready to do this? Are you sitting by a computer? I can walk you through an order, or I can even place it for you, whatever works best for you. And then let's see where that goes. I think a really, really important thing is that you have a ton of information in your brain that you don't necessarily spill out about Shakeology. Shakeology has so much stuff in it, and it can do so much for you. And everybody has a different reason why they would need it in their life. There's really not one person on this planet, I shouldn't say that, in this country that doesn't need something like Shakeology. We're not healthy enough. We're not a healthy country at all. I live in the healthiest state in the country, and we're still not healthy. I actually had to read a needs assessment for work today, and I was like, dang, Colorado, yeah, we're the healthiest state in the nation, but we're still overweight. We're still heart disease. We still have cancer. We still have all these other things. We still have a relatively high obesity rate. But there's not one person who can't benefit from Shakeology. However, if the only information you have is it curbs cravings, it fills you up, and it's a meal replacement, you don't have enough to talk about. A couple of really good resources are shaystanford.com, and you can click on her link for Shakeology. Tons of stuff in there. You can, if you have podcasts on your phone, there's one called Inside Shakeology. There's a brand new one that just came out, I don't know, in the last week or beginning of this week. You can go listen to those. There's like 7 of them. And I promise you listen to all 7 of those, are like 12 minutes long. You will have plenty of information, because everybody's got a different need. You know, whether it's, oh, I have IBS. Okay, well, why would Shakeology help with IBS? Well, you should know that because of the digestive enzymes, the probiotics, and the anti-inflammatory foods. You should know about this. Okay, well, I have joint pain. Oh, well, great. We've got 22 different superfoods in Shakeology that are natural anti-inflammatories. Drink it for a couple months. I bet you find out that pain starts to get better. Okay, well, I have, what's another good one? Low energy, but I don't like stimulants. Great, Shakeology. It's got all these superfoods in it, and antioxidants that help with your energy levels. These are things you need to know, not because I'm telling you them, but you need to find out for yourself. So do some research and listen to those Inside Shakeologies. They're awesome. Plus, they're fun to listen to, and Darren O'Lane has this really, really sexy voice. So those are all good things to know, because people are going to ask you different questions, and you're still going to need to come to where they are. You're going to need to meet them where they are, not where you are. So it's important to find out as much as you can about the different benefits. Like I read Clean Eating Magazine, Vegetarian Times. What else do I read? Health. I read some magazines. But every single issue about health and food, every single time has stuff about superfoods. And every single time, the superfoods that they talk about are in Shakeology. Every single time.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So everybody's talking about it, and there's nothing else on the market like it, especially
What was the last thing you said? I spaced out for a sec. I was reading
Oh,
something.
you're allowed to do that. About what? About the magnet?
Right. No.
That all the articles talk about superfoods, and all the superfoods they talk about are in Shakeology.
Oh, yeah. That.
It's accurate. I'm not kidding you. Like I just was finishing up a clean eating magazine, who actually one of my discount coaches told me about. But I was just finishing reading up the issue, and there were 5 pages on superfoods. Every single one of them except for turmeric was in Shakeology. Like, it's the stuff. And even Vega doesn't have the profile that it's close. It's not even close, but it's the only one that you could possibly, it's still not apples to apples, but still it's got some superfoods in it. But when you look at the profile and the vitamin profile and all that, it just, you can't compare it to anything else.
So back when I was a simple customer, I was trying to get one of my good friends to do it, but I had told her also at that time, I was like, well, I've done Vega and I like that too. What does she drink now 6 months later?
Vega.
I sold her Vega.
You sold her Vega. Good job. Shoot. That sucks.
How do I convert her?
Well, does she love it? It tastes like crap. Ooh,
It's not that bad. It's actually, to me, it tastes fairly similar to our vanilla.
Well, I can't stand it.
But it has a better texture. I think what I am going to tell, because I was just with her this past weekend, she was telling me something about how she has to go on probiotics every once in a while because of, something with her gut. And so if I sent her that one pager that has like, this has antioxidants and this has prebiotics and probiotics and you know which one I'm talking about?
That chart.
Do you think that's too much to send?
No, especially if she's a good friend of yours. But the other thing that I would reiterate is, you just told me about the fact that you are always having to go on probiotics for your gut issues. What if we could fix your gut issues with one drink that you drank every day, and you wouldn't have to take vitamins and you wouldn't have to supplement with probiotics as often? I still take a probiotic in addition, but I've got a jacked up stomach. So, and you've got your digestive enzymes are in there, which you can't beat with a stick. And you've got anti-inflammatory foods in there that are going to take the inflammation in your gut down, which is going to make your gut feel better too. So what if we could do that? Because Vega can't do that. It can't. It doesn't have the stuff in it. So, you can, it's apples to oranges. And it's worth the money. Like if she says, well, it's so much more expensive, so that's fine.
It's really not.
It's not. It's not.
Vegetable in it. And, if she's taking a multivitamin and if she's
and a probiotic.
Yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, I have a very bad gut. I mean, it's not unhealthy. I just have IBS. So if I don't take an additional probiotic, I'm in trouble. But the probiotic that I take is 50 cents a day. It's expensive. And most people only have to take that if they're not taking something else that has probiotic in it. So, in her case, I mean, for 50 cents a day, that's $12 a month, or more than that's $15 a month. You add that to the cost of Vega, and that's Shakeology right there. I know how much Vega costs at a discount, I should say. But, that would be the discount Shakeology price. But if she's a good friend of yours, there's no reason why you can't send that to her and go, I just want you to look at this, and I want you to think about not having to do the probiotics and fixing your gut once and for all.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that frustrates me when it's a close friend and you're like, family member.
Wow, I just figured out what the probiotic I was using is. It's $1.33 a day. A day.
Whoa.
Jeez.
I know. Probiotics really good probiotics are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that I'm taking if you buy it at Whole Foods is more like 75 cents a day, but I buy it from an online store and it's cheaper. But yeah, I mean, it's expensive. And the other thing is the majority of people who care about their health are actually taking multivitamins every day, and they're doing them no good because they're synthetic and chemical. And your body doesn't recognize chemical vitamins, synthetic vitamins. And it's just what you're creating is expensive pee.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anybody any good except for your toilet. So unless they're taking a whole food vitamin, and if they are, they're spending an arm and a leg, and you can cut that out, add in Shakeology, and you've actually probably saved them money and some healthcare money too. So there's a bunch of different ways to go there, but the really important thing is that you have to educate yourself as to what all this information is, so that when they bring up their issue or their objection, you've got information that you can share with them that will help them make a decision. And I've told Kimberly this in the past, and I think it's fairly accurate. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you can get it in their hands and in their mouth, it's like an 80% conversion rate. I mean, if you can get some packet, would you agree, Kimberly?
No, I haven't quite had that success.
No. Well, then it's wrong. But for me, if I can get packets in their hands, my conversion rate's pretty good. It's like 80%. And it may not be immediate. It may be 6 months down the road. I think of the people, I can name a list of the people who I've had shipped Shakeology to or handed them Shakeology packets that have not become customers. I can give you that list in my head right now. That's how few of them there are. And I have like 490 customers.
But you don't give them, do you? You sell them?
I sell them. But seriously, like that's the conversion rate. Like there's, if you think about the fact that I probably talk to somewhere between 50 and 100 people per month, and I can name off the list of people who didn't end up customers that had Shakeology in their hands, it's a pretty short list. So, and that's something you approach before you make that phone call. That's something you talk about on Facebook. Do you want to try it out first? Should I ship you some packets? If they're like, nah, let's just talk on the phone. And a lot of people they're like, nah, I'm good. I just want to do it. Or I just want to get more information or whatever. And every once in a while, I think it's okay to post a picture up on Facebook saying, hey, I just got my shipment in and I had packets. Does anybody want one? List a couple of the benefits of Shakeology, and you may get 8 people that like your post and maybe 1 person that wants to try it. But shoot, it was free to post it, and it's not going to hurt anything. And then when somebody goes back and looks at your wall, when they just became your friend, they're going to see, oh, Shakeology, I've heard about that stuff. And maybe they'll ask you, but at least it's in their head, right? So you have to tell that story on your page anyway, and we'll talk about that another time. But we have like 3.5 minutes left, so I'm going to shut up and let y'all ask questions if you have any more.
I don't think I have any.
I have a stupid question.
Okay.
I can't remember if my order, I'm wanting my order to change flavors, but I can't find any information that tells me if it does or doesn't.
Like if you're already set up to alternate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really tell anywhere.
So I'll just have to contact customer service and ask
Just
them.
do it on the live chat.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
That's not a stupid question.
There are no stupid questions.
Chances are somebody else had the same question. Anybody else? Anything else?
As soon as we're done, I'll have a question, I'm sure.
And just text me. And you can text me. My phone number is 970-331-3976. But you can also Facebook message me too if you have questions, and I'll try to answer them or find an answer for you. I've probably either had the question myself or somebody else has asked me the question generally. There's not a whole, I mean, it's kind of like you hear the same stuff over and over again because it's pretty, there's a finite, it's a lot of information, but there's a finite amount of it. It doesn't just keep growing and growing and growing. Once you figure it out, it's pretty easy, I think. I was just telling Kimberly that because she was saying that the business part side of it is not her super big, strong strength in terms of like building her own business and building rank advancement and stuff like that. And I didn't understand it either. I just knew how to get to diamond because I wanted to get there so badly that I just knew how to do it. And I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and got myself to diamond. But, you know, then I had to learn everything after that. So I got myself to diamond. I'm like, okay, crap, now what? So I had to keep myself there. So that's when I started educating myself a little bit more about the business side of it. So, but anyway, all right, stop yawning. You've got to be exhausted. You've had quite a week. Miss Kimberly. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for joining, and I will post the recording in the team page, and then I'll see you guys next week. And if you have any questions, though, Stacy, anytime, Kimberly knows, just message me or text or Voxer. Do you have Voxer yet?
I do.
Oh, okay. I need to find you on there. I'll find you.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Good night.
Good night.